met this young man right behind the walls. He was in the juvenile system, and this man this is a young boy, he's 21 years old, and right now I'm gonna bring him to the stage, and I'm gonna let him just tell y'all a little bit about what he does now.
My name is Greg Bell. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, born and raised, and I'm an artist/activist.
Crips and Republicans, gang banging on behalf of the government.
My performing name is Patch Justice. I got the name from basically my Uncle Patrick passing away, and the day before his funeral was the first time I ever really wrote my own rhyme. And it's funny because the name didn't come to me till probably like a year and a half later, which when I was sitting in jail, I was reading an article on JFK Jr.'s passing, and the title was Prince Amongst Thieves. And then it stood out to me funny, like P-A-T, Prince Amongst Thieves, Pat, oh shit. And I was just like, oh, that's my uncle, that's me, Prince Amongst Thieves. And put the justice with it. I'm Patch Justice, the Prince Amongst Thieves, seeking justice. I was born in the 80s, so if anybody knows about the 80s in urban America, it was a lot of crack cocaine going on, selling drugs and gangbanging in my city, so my mother and father were products of that. So I had to stay with my grandmother for the first 7 years of my life. I was in the ghetto, but at the same time, my grandmother always was like protective of that and didn't want me to be a product of that, let me know that I didn't have to follow in those footsteps. When I got like 10 years old, my grandmother wasn't able to take care of me no more, so she let me stay with my aunt, who was a little younger. My aunt lived in the neighborhood, had gangs, drugs, and I had a little more freedom because I went outside more with her. And I just saw a lot of shit that I don't think kids should be exposed to. I got to about 13, started committing crimes, started going to jail at 15, caught my first case for felony vandalism. I spent 3 days in jail, got out, was on probation. It came to a point when I was like 17, I beat a 4-year sentence, and I made a conscious decision to change my life around. I didn't want to go back to jail.
Went from the halls to the halls.
I had the good fortune of meeting Greg Bell during a very tumultuous time in the 2nd District. We were trying to reform something called the Service Planning Area in SPA 6. The purpose of the Service Planning Area is to get people from the community to speak on their own behalf, to talk to people like me and tell them what it is that you would like to have the county do for you.
I was appointed to the State Advisory Group for California by Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that came about by basically me just giving my testimonial and letting people know how I was almost discouraged to become better while in juvenile hall, and I didn't feel like I was rehabilitated by that process. I made a conscious effort by myself to become a productive citizen.
When Greg talks, they speak the same language. They look the same, they speak the same language, they have the same crap detectors, and therefore he brings something really valuable, which is street cred.
I just want my people to be more conscious about what's going on around the community in a political sense, you know, because politics does run this country and this world.
They say the 60s were crazy, but the 80s was worse. Crack fucked blacks and gave birth to a curse. The moon is bright, the sky's misty. Know my future because I know my history.
I ended up on Def Poetry by attending the mic sessions. Stan Lathan sent out his talent scouts to come check out some of the artists at mic sessions, and they found an interest in me, and then they flew me out to New York to do the taping. My life changed at that moment, stepping off that stage, because like they heard me, and that's the biggest blessing about being an artist. The biggest privilege about being an artist is being heard. I was the unsigned hype for The Source the month of July 2007, and they compared me to Public Enemy, Ice Cube, Gil Scott-Heron, and said that this is what hip-hop was based on in the 80s, man. I was like, wow. I want to finish the album, probably talk to a couple labels, and see if they interested in the project. But it's a full album. It's not no single. I don't drop no single. I think this is a full-length album, hip-hop album, 21 tracks, including poetry, and it's a blessing, man. Take it all in stride.